Hey, 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 welcome to the celebrity check-in of the night shift. I am SharmaG. Well, today I have not one but three celebrities checking in, three celebrities joining me, all youth rock stars coming together in a must-watch series on Netflix. It's called Eternally Confused and Eager for Love. Bhaiya, matlab, पहले तो I don't know if I can even remember this title, and it took me like 7 hours to get this. Eternally confused, eager for love. So I'm going to be calling it ECEL, ECEL. That's what we're used to. So when I kind of text someone, I'd say, "Hey, have you seen the ECEL interview, the Eternally Confused, Eager for Love on Netflix?" Really privileged to have them on. I mean, the kind of following they have, the projects they've been a part of, their performances, completely envious of what they've done and what lies in store. The interesting part of today, though, Nightshift is all about the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and my guess, I don't think they were even born in those decades. I should be interviewing their co-stars, who are all good friends, actually. Suchitra Pillai, Rahul Bose, Jim Sarb. But I have these three rock stars with me. I have the three dudes, or to be politically correct, two dudes and one dudiette, if that's even a word. So put your hands together for Vihaan Samat Dalai and Ankur Rathee. Woohoo!
Hello.
Radio One.
Okay, again. 1, 2, 3.
Radio One.
Whoa! Welcome to the night shift and welcome. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for
Thank you for
having
having
us.
Thank you for having us.
My God, this is fabulous. First, tell me, when you were told about, I've just mentioned about how it took me a while to get the name of the show. What was your reaction when you said you're going to be cast in a show called Eternally Confused and Eager for Love?
I was very happy. First of all, I've read the audition, I've read the script, so I knew exactly what I was getting into. But I was just even more happy that they kept the name. Like, that shows a certain amount of confidence and commitment in the project, which is just amazing. Like, nobody's like, "Hey, how's it gonna work? Is it people gonna, this and that?" It's like, this is the name of the show. It works. It's succinct. It tells us what we need to know, and I was just really happy to be a part of it. It is a mouthful. I agree. In fact, it was actually called Eternally Confused and Eager for Love in a Crazy City with some amazing eccentric friends. But then we cut it out.
Repeat that.
Eternally Confused and Eager for Love in a Crazy City with Eccentric Friends.
It's my newest Dumb Charades film. Yeah, when we say Dumb Charades.
SharmaG, I would love to say that that's the truth, but I actually just made it up. But now, don't you feel better about the original title? Isn't that so much better now?
It is. Dalai, tell me, you've got, a co-star of yours is now competition on Netflix. You've got Madhuri Dixit, who's got a project on, and, here you are kind of, loggerheads with her. How does that feel?
I honestly, I feel privileged that anybody would put my name in the same sentence as her with the word competitor. Honestly, it's just, it's wild to have started my career so young and with like such a superstar of cinema. And I haven't seen The Fame Game yet. I've watched one episode and she's, the most charming woman ever, continuously, ageless, stunning. So even just to be on the same platform as her and to have my name in the same sentence as her all these years later is just superb.
Ankur, what about you? Matlab, actor, singer, I believe you're a great dancer. Matlab, is there anything that you can't do?
I don't think I could have played Ray as well as Vihaan did. Vihaan was perfect for this role.
Oh, Radio One.
Radio One. To answer your earlier question, when I first heard that I might be doing this show and I had the chance to read the script, I was invigorated. It felt so fresh. It felt so new. It felt so young. And अक्सर क्या होता है कि हम खासकर हिंदी सिनेमा जब हम कोई प्रोजेक्ट लेते हैं तो प्रोड्यूसर हो या डायरेक्टर हो सोच होती है हमेशा कि हम we try to capitalize on as great of a demographic as possible. And what that does is sometimes it limits the creative decisions we can make and the type of humor we can do. But this was one show where it was like, this is our target audience. And this is the humor that, circumstantial, quirky, sarcastic humor that we're going to play with. And I'm so glad that we could just lean into it full force and not have to cater to everyone, but cater to a group that would is just going to really vibe with us, you know? And so that made it all the more fun because एक बारी वो जगह establish होगी कि इसमें खेलना है. हम बहुत खेले, तीनों खेले हम.
Fabulous. Tell me, Vihaan, and I've seen a couple of rushes, and what cracked me up is something that Rahul Bose says to you, which is be your own diaper. What does that mean? And B, what was the reaction when you heard that on the set?
So the whole thing behind it is that Ray's dad owns a diaper company.
Oh, okay.
So all the references in his head, because he's so caught up with work, is about a diaper. That's the first thing he gets to his head. Because when you're trying to make a metaphor or a simile or something, you think about the thing closest to you, and the closest thing to him is diapers. So he's telling me that, like a diaper, the job of a diaper is to soak up all the shit in around it before it spreads to other parts of the body of the baby. So he's telling me to be my own diaper for my head because I'm supposed to soak it up before it comes out of my mouth. And I thought that was a very crazy, bizarre, unique perspective for anyone to have. Especially as Rahul, writing this and sitting in a room, to just put that on paper in the first place is amazing. And of course, on set, Rahul Bose just took it and ran with it. I think he really enjoyed that line, and he really blocked it physically and came up real close to me and used his hand and really gave it so much weight. And this was a full United Nations conference going on. It was amazing.
And how is it reacting to Jim's serve? Tell me, how did that work out? Were the lines, were you reacting to his voice, or was it recorded by someone else, or was someone narrating it and he recorded it later? I mean, that would have been a lovely process of reacting to the monk. I don't know what's that little thing.
Whiz.
Yeah.
Not the monk. He's far away. He's far from a monk. He deserves to go to a monastery, actually. So it's actually quite an interesting process. So we had a lovely comedian and a dear friend, Azim, who helped with the formulation of Wiz, and he was on set the entire 50 days, reading the lines to me and going back and forth. So while we shot the show, we had this Azim with us and this back and forth. And then once the show was finished, they needed to find an artist, a dubbing artist, or an actor or a celebrity, whoever. And they, Tiger Baby and XL zeroed down on Jim. And I think it was a brilliant fit because he brings so much personality to Wiz, and he makes him so chaotic, and he makes him pop. And when I saw the show after Jim dubbed it, it was a complete change, and I genuinely loved it. And I'm so happy he did, and now we're dear friends.
We were talking about the youth today, and I was asking that, does the title Eternally Confused and Eager for Love, does it hold true with everyone, or does it hold true for you only?
It holds true for everyone. I think my friends have answered it probably even better than I can. But it's basically I know people who are in their heads completely sorted and not confused at all at 20. I know people who are absolutely have no idea what's going on at 55. And the point is that we're human beings, and we're always going to be confused at some point or the other. And everyone is always finding love. And some people think they found it. Some people have genuinely found it. Some people have found it and lost it. Some people have lost it and then found it. And I think the issues and the theme of the show is relevant to every single person.
Okay, so I'll tell you what we'll do. It was interesting because Ankur was talking about a couple of topics, and it'll be nice to know each of your opinions on this. So a one-word answer could also do. And I'm going to go around the room. Let's start dating. One word or an expression. So we'll keep it quick. Starting with you, Dalai.
Complicated.
Spicy.
A game.
Parents.
Supportive.
Guardians.
Pillow.
Pillow or pillar?
Pillow.
Okay. Well, I mean, both work, right?
Pillow both work.
Okay, COVID.
Awful.
अरे shoot कब होने वाला है यार?
Nightmare.
War.
Hellish.
Fucking stupid.
Love.
Marriage.
Lovely.
Commitment.
Yeah, हमेशा मेरा शब्द चुरा लेते हैं. That's not fair.
अगली बार तू पहले जा.
और शादी मेरी हो रही है साले. Marriage. Giggling.
Bonding.
Masti.
Burp.
Ankur, you get to decide what the next topic is. So burp.
Don't let Ankur decide. We're all going to get screwed with the words he chooses.
I can see what he's doing. You know, burp came in from, okay, let me throw a word now that everyone has to think of. Reels.
Gosh.
Not very real.
An entire game. So
Okay, now this one is individual.
The mountain.
Your favorite slang, something that you use, like what they say in Hindi, the takkiya kalam.
Just like a word, a slang word?
I use the word naff a lot. It's not particularly modern slang. I think I recently found out it was like archaic British slang, but my mom has said it all the time growing up, and I just think there's no better word to describe when something is stupid or someone is really stupid. They're so naff. I'm always saying it.
I like to use the word facts a lot. Like when someone's saying the truth, like that's facts. That's, you know, like as opposed to that's so true, or that's, you know what, you're completely right. Just say facts, you know.
I say dope. I'm like, yo, that's dope. That's so dope.
Ankur, isn't that like 5 years behind? I mean, facts is also like, I guess, 2 years behind, but dope is like
I am slightly older than you guys.
But you know, I've never heard anyone use the word facts for the way you're saying it. So it's new to me, at least. Yeah.
And then if you want to take it even further, you can, like, you know, you can flex it a little bit and say all facts, no printer, because facts and print.
I've never heard that.
Facts.
Oh, can we just block him out again? Can someone call him again, please? Just call him again. Yeah.
All facts, no printer.
Okay, Ranveer and Deepika.
Oh, one word for them?
Yeah.
Ethereal.
Rang.
Superstars.
Alia and Ranbir.
Also superstars.
Royal.
So go ahead.
I was just going to say royalty.
I don't know.
Okay,
I'm just like hyper focused on Alia because I just saw Gangubai 3 times in the theater. So in my head, I'm just like hardcore. That doesn't necessarily encapsulate Ranveer as well.
But what do you think of Gangubai Dalai? Why didn't you leave a message? She just celebrated her birthday.
Well, happy belated birthday. If you're listening to this, I am literally your biggest fan. I literally watched Gangubai 3 times in the theaters, and I think it is one of, if not the best performance I've seen in a really long time. And I am a huge fan of Sanjay Bhansali sir, and I hope that the two of you collaborate again, because what a phenomenal piece of cinema.
और ऐसा भी सर, अगर आप भी सुन रहे हो तो दलाई को प्लीज ले लीजिए अगली फिल्म में. हमको भी काम चाहिए, लेकिन दलाई तो एकदम बड़ी फैन है.
Yeah. But you know, I mean, she just mentioned about a wonderful performance by Alia. Who Vihaan and Ankur, who are the actors that you look up to? I mean, who's someone who really inspires you when you're putting in a performance, or when you're just kind of thinking about good acting?
I've always been a fan of Philip Seymour Hoffman. He was a beautiful, beautiful actor. Just the whatever he brought to each role was so unique and so different, and I always looked up to him. And in addition to Philip Seymour Hoffman, I've always admired Jake Gyllenhaal, obviously Leonardo DiCaprio, Christian Bale, just Daniel Day-Lewis, all the old, the very, like, you know, established actors that have just brought so much. But I think Philip Seymour Hoffman has a special place in my heart.
And I love his voice too. Yeah, you know, as a radio guy, I used to just absolutely love his voice. I think he had a lovely grain to his voice, which is something that we all want.
And used to use it to great, effect.
I've never seen a Tom Hanks film where I didn't both laugh hysterically and cry my eyes out.
Yeah.
I mean, that is one performer that has never let me down.
Correct.
I mean, there's some really great Robert De Niro, Al Pacino. There's just a lot of the actors that Vihaan has listed that I'm just enamored by. Meryl Streep, I'm just like, you go gaga for. But Tom Hanks is someone that he's never disappointed me, not once. And I watch his stuff, I cry, then I rewind it, and I watch it again to try to understand what he did, and I rewind it again to understand why he did it. I mean, it's just you could study him.
I remember watching The Terminal as a kid and absolutely loving that film, rewatching it over and over. And I remember watching Castaway again, and I'm rewatching it on TV. It used to come on TV, and every time I sit and watch it, and as well as obviously Forrest Gump and his bigger films.
Yeah. I mean, even if you watch his earlier films like Big, I mean, those were his early days, right? I mean, what a film, right? And what a performance from. He must have been in his early 20s or whatever, and everyone was just, or even mentioned Leo DiCaprio. I mean, look at him in Titanic, where everyone thought he was this chocolate boy, and then he just grew from film to film to film, and
even his first film, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, where
absolutely.
He played. He just you just have to watch it. I mean, I can't even. I don't even know how he did that. It's beyond me.
What about you?
I was actually thinking there's two actors who always come to mind that I think are so successful in their own right, was so successful, one in his own right, but I still think are so underrated, are Amy Adams and Robin Williams. Yeah. I think because for me, I think comedy is such a hard genre to crack. And I think Robin Williams is such a king of that. And then you see what a phenomenal performer he is when he does his dramatic roles, because he's so prolific in comedy. And Amy Adams, I just think, is somebody who has really quietly just gone from like success to success. One of my favorite films in the world, like number one, that I've seen so many times is Arrival. And, it's just, I just think her performance is just amazing. Like I watch it, and every time I see it, I see another facet to what she's done. So definitely.
Okay, let's move to music now. But remember, it has to be music from the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I was raised on a very healthy and wholesome diet of ABBA and Madonna. So I continue to listen to them. I absolutely adore Madonna. I was just listening to Ray of Light the other day, which is one of my favorite songs.
And
Ray of Light!
ABBA's back with the new album, by the way. So
I know. I've yet to listen, but I know. I'm aware.
I was a huge fan of soul music, like veering into R&B territory. When I was in high school, I didn't even know this. Honestly, this music had made no entry into my life, my musical sphere. And then I was dating someone at the time who her mother had introduced me to Marvin Gaye, to Bill Withers. And I was just like, what is this? I was so taken by the soul in that music, and ended up listening to those tracks on repeat. That kind of took me to gospel music as well. I started listening to some gospel music. I was really drawn to a lot of Marvin Gaye's work, especially.
There is a song called by Bill Withers, Sunshine When She's Gone, that I would sing on set actually. And Ankur knows this. We would count the I know that were in the song, and we tried to like predict it because there were so many. We hardly ever got it right, but we kept trying.
Come on! Let's do it right now.
Go for it.
We're gonna embarrass ourselves.
I think there's 27, if I'm not mistaken.
I think there's like 24 or something.
Okay, so we will all do the I know together.
But who's gonna know when it's time to stop?
No, I think Netflix is going to stop us and say, "Stop now. We've had enough of the I know." Yeah.
Bill Withers himself.
Yeah.
No, but that was
Also-
it was really a soulful song. And then there's another song I love listening to at parties whenever it's Twist and Shout by the Beatles. It's always like a fun, like yelly experience.
Yeah, and then recently they do a bit of a medley, Twist and Shout, which goes into La Bamba, and then La Bamba gets back into Twist and Shout because it's kind of got the same meter. But
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Ain't No Sunshine.
I think you should take it away, Vihaan.
When she's gone. Only darkness when she's away. Ain't no sunshine
when she's
when she gone.
This house just ain't
There ain't no home. Anytime
Anytime
she
goes away.
goes away.
Bum bum bum. I know.
I know, 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 I know.
Baby, only that thing alone. When no sunshine when she's gone. I think we nailed it. Like
Stunning,
with the
guys.
bag,
Where's
with
the
us-
record deal?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like with us
Yeah.
getting the words and like saying like I did 15, he did 17, I ran out of breath, the lag was insane. I was saying no, he was saying I think we absolutely nailed it. I think this recording should be saved.
I honestly feel like, wait, I think Ghanti Baji, it might be T-Series. Guys, I have to take this. I'm sorry, I have to sign my label deal now. I also was a huge fan of Michael Jackson growing up, not just
Oh my
not just as a singer, but like I remember I made my way into the performing arts sphere through dance, and I was enamored by this performer who was not just singing but like dancing up a storm, a tornado on stage. I'd never seen anything like it. And when I started basically studying him as a kid, I was like, well, that's what I want to do. I want to do all three, you know. I want to be able to dance, sing, and perform that way. And like you look at, I mean, he revolutionized the way we did music videos, right, with MTV. And I mean, I remember seeing, you remember that song "Bad"?
Yeah,
No,
Bad,
man.
and then
Yeah.
Black or White played all day on loop, right? I mean, all day on loop.
Yeah, "Bad" for me, like that opening
Yeah.
dance sequence. It's like Bob Fosse. It's all this like jazz, and yet he's made it so masculine, and he's made it like so testosterone heavy, and you're just like, whoa, what is happening? That seems like, I don't know. He had such power and grace and just an incredible voice. So further,
You know what
I'll
music
tell you what-
video I love is The Way You Make Me Feel with
Oh.
Michael Jackson. I just
Oh,
Whoa.
the way you make me feel.
such a lovely
You're ready,
song.
Knock me
turn
off
me
of my,
on.
you knock me off of my feet now, baby.
So good.
Woo!
Wait, didn't the Jackson 5 also do Ain't No Sunshine when she's gone?
They did.
did.
You know, I was going to ask you a question. I was going to do a true and false and ask that, was Michael Jackson a part of a band called Jackson 5? But Vihaan, you've already kind of given us the answer.
Of course. How could
We
you
are
not
very,
do this?
I think
You underestimated us.
Yeah. We're very well versed with 60s, 70s, 80s music and even 90s.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Radio.
having
Radio
us.
One.
94.3
One world, your station.
Radio 1